चंदन जरा इसको चिपका देना, गया, छोड़ो ज्यादा, चिपके तो चिपके, नहीं तो कोई बात। So simply thoughts. Yes. Am I audible now? Hello everyone. Good afternoon. So simply thoughts. Yes. The recording will be made available to those who attend the session. Yes. So the course where you have logged in, there only you will find the recorded video and whatever related material will be there. So you will get the access of it. Good afternoon everyone. Okay. Sorry. Aparna, I have shared the link of the session with you. Can you send it back to me on my Telegram ID? Okay, we'll wait for those who want, who have registered. So many people have registered. We have to wait for 2-3 minutes. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good. So Ravi is also there. Good afternoon, Nisha, Rohit, Milan. Okay, so how are you feeling? Hot? So we are taking this class from Delhi, not Bangalore this time. So it's very hot, humid. Frustrating. बचपन से ही आदत है, अब तो क्या फ्रस्ट्रेट होना. So just sent you the link. Okay. तुम्हारे लिए एक मैसेज आया हुआ है ग्रुप में, वो वाले ग्रुप में. Okay, happy Guru Purnima. Yes, happy Guru Purnima to all of you. So there was a very important line. The real teacher is the one who awakens your conscience. So today morning I was struggling with what shall I wish? What is the real meaning of teacher? So I found those lines that came naturally to me because that is what I have been hearing from 2-3 days from my students. That you have helped us in cleansing knowledge. तो मैंने कहा वहीं से कुछ ले लेते हैं ओरिजिनल. Happy Guru Purnima to all of you. Excel karna hai na? Imbibing excellence. So we have to excel in all the fields, all the dimensions. So we all need a guru. We all need teacher. So when I teach moral thinkers and philosophers, so there Krishna, he was guru of Arjun. So he tells there that I, as your teacher, am playing very important role. And as a teacher, it is my duty to clear the clouds which are there in your mind. It is my duty to tell you what is your duty, what is your dharma. So if you have come across that video, you will get to know. Sir, can you please increase the volume a bit more? Abhi to shout kar raha hu main. You try to adjust, use earphones, microphone, headphones, because this volume is fine. Every day I'm teaching at this volume only. So a bit adjustment from your side will be helpful. Okay. Done? Okay, great. Chalo. So let's start. If any of your friend wants to join, I have shared the link in the Telegram channel as well. So the link is there. You can circulate. You can freely tell others to join. Okay, so we all know how to write a case study, right? Do we know that? Definitely, we all know. Since childhood, we have been solving problems. As a teacher, as a lawyer, as a doctor, everybody solves the case study. Our parents, they solve the case study of our lives. We solve the case study of our friends. We become friends, philosophers, guide for our friends. किसी का गर्लफ्रेंड का प्रॉब्लम है तो उसकी केस स्टडी सुलझाते हैं, किसी के हेल्थ का प्रॉब्लम है, so we all are doctors, so उसकी केस स्टडीज, मतलब we give solutions. So what is a case study? We will be put in a scenario, we will be put in a situation where we have to find out solution, we have to analyze the issue. If your friend is crying, then definitely you will not say हाँ cheer up, सब बहुत बढ़िया होगा. Definitely you have to understand the context. You should know that why your friend is crying, what is the context of it. He is telling you some other problem, you are telling him some other solution. So I have seen people, sometimes our friends will come up with lot of problems. भाई exam में नहीं हो रहा है और घर वालों का कुछ problem है. So the other side with whom they are sharing, what they will tell, don't worry, you watch this movie of Pursuit of Happiness by Will Smith, you will get motivated. What in that scenario they need? In that scenario, they just need two things. One, that somebody should listen to them. And second, they are looking for certain affirmations. They are looking for certain feedback or solutions. Ab us time humko movie is not the solution. This is what happens with us in the case study also. Something has been asked, but we write something else. So all these things we are going to discuss, okay? Are we good to start? Everyone? So good afternoon to all those who have joined recently and just now, and happy Purnima, Guru Purnima to all of you. You all are teachers for yourself. You all are teachers, role models for your younger ones. Okay, so welcome to the ethics case study webinar. Those who don't know me, my name is Himanshu Shukla, and I will be taking this. We have started our ERIT Academy. So let's start the webinar. Before we discuss in depth about writing case studies, few basic points to remember. I want to reiterate certain things. So what are these points? First is that whenever case study is being asked by UPSC, they are asking it in section B, that is part B of the paper. So total paper will be of 250 marks, part A and part B. And surprisingly, part B has equal weightage. Out of 250, either 120 or 130 marks, that is the weightage of section B, part B, that is approx 50% of the paper. So 6 questions are asked, okay? 6 questions are asked by UPSC, either 20 marks or nowadays they have habit of giving 2 case studies of 25 marks. but still number of pages will be limited only 4. Okay, so this you have to remember. Whenever you are approaching it, how should you approach? How much time to dedicate? Achha, before that, a lot of people have confusion, sir, when to attempt. Many of my students, they have this habit of going in a linear order. First question, second question, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Then they reach the case study and it will be very late. Gaadi chhoot jati hai. So what you have to do? You have to attempt first case studies. First you attempt the case studies, and how much time to dedicate? Minimum you should give 1.5 hours. Maximum you can afford 1 hour 45 minutes. Okay, so that is minimum and maximum. Now coming to one case study, how much time to dedicate? So minimum you can dedicate, minimum or maximum try to be 15 minutes, but in case if you are breaching, just breach. Not all case study you can afford for writing 20 minutes. But in case if you are breaching, between 15 to 20 minutes you should write. But try to hit the benchmark of 15 minutes only. And if you will calculate, that way you will reach 1 hour 45 minutes. If you are going 20, then 2 ghante chale jayenge. Okay, so in some cases it can be 20. First case study where you are building the momentum, but not all the case study. So that is minimum or maximum approach for each. But from our side, maximum you should give 15 minutes. Then if you are giving 15 minutes, then also you are hitting this 1 hour 45 minute clause. Sorry, 1.5. 15 into 6, 1.5. So agar wo thoda bahut breach karta hai, then you should keep under the bracket of 1 hour 45 minutes only. ठीक है? Are we good? So whenever you sit to practice from today, after this webinar, I can see that some of you are attempting paper next year, and most of you are attempting the paper this year. You are writing May 2022. So from now on till whatever your exam date is or year is, whenever you are sitting and for practice, make sure that you stick to the time limit. Don't breach that time limit. Nobody will give you time. Neither invigilator will give you, nor the UPSC chairman will give you. Only you can give to yourself. That you should not do. Ki aadhe ghante, half an hour you are giving, only dedicating yourself for case study. Don't do that. From the very first day, that have that sense of urgency. And that sense of urgency will give you maturity, that how much you can write within 15 minutes. Are we clear? Okay. And also we don't want to compromise on part A, section A. So after this 1.5 hours, you have to go back to your section A. There 13 questions are waiting for you. Many sub parts will be there, total 6 questions, but there would be various parts and sub parts. So total 13 questions, approx again 120 or 130 marks, they are waiting for you. So you cannot dedicate your whole time for case studies. Only 3 hours are there. So 1.5 hours you have given here, giving 15 minutes each, and then next 1.5 hours you are shifting there. Okay, so equal weightage is there. Next point which you have to remember is that number of pages. So 25 marks. Okay, be alert. If you have written any mains, then you know that in optional, whenever they are giving you 20 marks, 15 marks, and 10 marks. So 10 marks, they give 2 pages, 15 marks, they give 3 pages, 20 marks, they are giving 4 pages. So here, don't expect that for 25 marks, they are going to give you 5 pages. The number of pages will be 4 only. But it might happen that UPSC is trying to test you, or they bring some formula and they want to experiment. So before writing the case studies, do count the number of pages. Okay, that 3 pages, maybe surprisingly, they would have given you 3 pages for 20 marks. And 4 pages for 25 marks. So do count the number of pages. It will help you. Accordingly, you can plan your structure. Okay. So sounds absurd, but it's very important. Are we good till here? So this is basic points which you should remember. Are we good? Everyone, you can use the chat box to interact so that it will look as though you all are present in front of me. Anna? Let me know any problem till here. No? Okay, good. Now you must have seen the banner image, that what we are going to cover in this webinar. So in this webinar, we are going to cover where we will give you certain practical tips and tricks to score 80 plus marks. If you score 80 to 90 marks in case study itself, and if you will be able to manage 4 to 5 average in 13 questions, so 5 let's say average, और 4 भी लिया तो कितने हो गए? 5 एवरेज लिया तो 65 हो गए, 4 एवरेज लिया तो कितने हो गए? पहाड़ा 52 plus 80 132, 52 plus 65, sorry 65 plus 80, so on. Yeah, so if you are paying attention to case study, and there if you are managing to write all the questions, cumulative marks will increase. Okay, so the importance of case study is that much. So we need to have certain practical tips and tricks to manage 80 plus marks. So this is one thing which we are going to discuss. Second, we will discuss how to write ethical dilemmas, how to identify ethical dilemmas. Every case specific, there will be certain ethical dilemmas. For any topic, we should be in a position to identify it. Next, we are going to discuss about practical yet innovative solution. Innovative to fine. Everybody look for innovative solution, but we should give practical solutions. ऐसा ना हो कि whenever we are coming across any ethical dilemma, we are suggesting some ideal solutions, such solutions which we will even also not follow that. Okay, so practical yet analytical, innovative actions. This is what we are going to see. Next, today's webinar will cover how to analyze the case studies from 360-degree point of view, not leaving any aspect of the case study. This is another point which we are going to cover. Next, we will cover different forms of presentation. So we have 6 case studies, and when we are writing every case study in the same manner, don't you think that it will become monotonous? So we should know how to have different forms of presentation, different types of presentation to write the case studies. So what is the maximum marks given for 20 marks question, Vivek? Maximum, they will give you, now you just imagine, if we are talking about 80, how much they are giving maximum? People have scored 160 marks in ethics. If you go back from 2013, there are people who are scoring 140, 145, 160, 120 above, 130 above. So now you only imagine that how much marks they would be giving. Ideally, when you will write the test, people give more than 50%, they will give you maximum 12. But there are chances where you can get 14 or 15 marks also. So it depends upon how you have written. If you are getting 15 marks each, then how much it will be? 15 6 90. 14 if you get, then so 85, 84, 6. So somewhere 13 to 15 it will vary. But yeah, maximum you can get till 15, till 14 you can get. Okay, Vivek? 12 also if you get, then also it is 72. और ऊपर नीचे कहीं हो गया, let's say in some case study you are getting 13, you are getting 14, so you will hit the 80 marks. Your objective should be that you should complete the paper, you should complete all the dimensions of the case studies which has been asked, and you should aspire for 12 plus. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about different forms of presentation, where we will discuss about fact and value premise. We will discuss about incorporating examples, quotation, case studies as part of the answers. We will also discuss about how to incorporate SWOT analysis in our case studies. So this is all we are going to see, different forms of presentation. And the last point which we are going to discuss is live demonstration with the help of case studies. Are we good till here? So live demonstration of the above things, whatever we have discussed or whatever we are going to discuss, all of the above will be demonstrated through live through case studies. Okay? No passive teaching. I am teaching, you are receiving. All those things we will not do. We will learn it through live discussion. Okay, are we good? Shall we proceed? So what we are going to do, we will start from the last point. That is the best approach. Let's start from the last point. If I tell you from last point, we will do the reverse engineering, which is a smart way to learn. If I tell you that, okay, introduction should be written in this manner, these are the different forms of presentation, this is how you should innovate your steps and solutions, this is how you should write quotations, then these things will not make sense to you. Okay, so practical way is to see it through the case study. It is very easy to tell, do it, but what is more important is to tell is how to do it. So let's learn how to do it. Are we ready? Okay, so we have a case study in front of us. So I want all of you to just see the case study, read it, whatever is there on the slide, I will provide it to you. So don't worry, it will be there on the portal. Let's engage in active learning. Note down वगैरह कर लेंगे, video will be there with you, and whatever is there on the slide, it will be there with you. So don't worry. Case study, we'll have a look. The case study is, I will read out. So first I will be showing this case study and then I will read it out. Then we will start the discussion. Okay. And after this, even I'm going to show you that how to write this case study within 15 to 20 minutes. I will show a copy of one of my former student and my friend I will show you the answers. Through that, you will get to know that it is very much possible to write good answers within time limit. Okay. And it doesn't need to write it in 30 minutes. Okay, so let's start with the case study. The case study is saying, I am going to read out, please listen to it carefully. The number of road accidents in city has in recent times due to heavy rains and lot of potholes. The accident have also resulted in many deaths. I think someone has put their microphone on, so please silent kar lo. Akshay, please mute your microphone. Okay, anybody else? No. Okay. Yeah. So the accidents have also resulted in many deaths. This has garnered media attention, which has started to run campaigns against the city municipal administration. Due to deaths in the road accidents, even citizens of the city have also started protesting. You have been employed as an engineer in the part of the city where these accidents have increased in the recent past. You have just taken the charge of the work. You are under immense pressure due to the media, the citizens' protest, and your previous incumbent had colluded with the area corporator, which has led to poor quality roads being constructed. However, your seniors have blamed you for the sorry state of the roads and resultant accidents. Moreover, the recent efforts to fill the potholes have also failed, as it was found that poor quality materials were used to fill the potholes. Your superiors, however, are not ready to hear you. You are in shock and disbelief. Through this job you wanted to serve the city, you are disillusioned. Your family is advising you to quit the job and take up the new job. So have you understood what is the case study, what the whole case study is all about? Now what is the question? The case study is asking, the first question is, discuss the course of action which you would adopt in this situation along with your justification. What you will do and why will you. Next, it is asking, what are the major issues highlighted in the above case? And the third question is, in this situation, why it is so hard to convince the authorities and the people? This question was of 25 marks. Okay. Case study समझ में आ गया. Now, I will read you certain things and then we will see. First of all, important point, important tip which you have to remember for writing any case study is that like GS answers, like any other answer, there has to be a body. there has to be an introduction, there has to be a conclusion. Means there has to be a proper structure, introduction, body, conclusion. Most of the time I have seen my students, they write this case study and in introduction they just summarize. They again reiterate the points which has been mentioned in the case study. That is not required. You have to tell the essence of the case study. Okay, so let's understand it with the help of one piece of writing. So this is the introduction which was written by one of the topper and my student and a friend. It is saying the case study points to challenges faced by a newly recruited engineer due to the prevalence of corruption, public casualty, and unsupportive superiors. This is it. This is the introduction. Now you see how clearly and in a crisp manner the entire case study has been summarized. This is what summarizing the case study means. Okay, you have to highlight the essence of the case study. You have to highlight the essence. Okay, and do not tell the same story in a crisp manner. Don't go on and describing the whatever the case study is already mentioning. Don't do that. Some people just repeat. Some people just repeat the entire story in the case study. Don't do that. Okay, just write the essence without being verbose or losing your time, pages or words, yet beautifully highlighting the major issues in the case study. This introduction is crisp, simple, yet complete and effective. What are the important components? That it has been highlighted that you are a newly recruit. It has been highlighted that there is a prevalence of corruption. It has been highlighted that public casualty is there and unsupportive superiors are there. So whenever you read any case study, while reading the case study, few words will pop up in your mind. कि अच्छा problem क्या है? What are the values in compromise? What are the issues which are there in question? Make use of those keywords and summarize it and introduce it. Don't pick the keywords from the case study itself. Are we good till here? Have we got to know that how to introduce the case study? Crisp, clear, simple, yet effective and complete. I have seen most of my students, they come and they ask, sir, मेरा introduction बहुत बड़ा हो जाता है. I use lot of sentences to introduce my case study. Are you understanding how to make it crisp? Okay. Now we'll see the next part. So the next part was, what was the next part of the question? Next part of the question was, sorry, where is the case study? Discuss the course of action you would adopt in this situation along with your justification. And part B of the question was, what are the major issues highlighted in the above case study? So given the scenario, sometimes it might happen that they are asking issue in the B and course of action A. So have that courage to write first issues and then course of action. Very logical step. So this is how this topper has also written. First, she has written the core, the issues. Okay, there are two important aspects before you read this, or if you are not able to read this, I will tell you. So the first important point, Saurabh, yes, recorded video will be available. If there is a network problem at your end, so please help yourself. The video will be there. Don't worry. So what happens? Immediately after case study, before we discuss this, let me hide it for you. Generally, we get the case study after introduction. We think that I know stakeholders. And when I know stakeholders, why to leave them? I should write about them. So I will draw a hub spoke model. In the hub, I will write stakeholders, and the spokes will be villages, seniors, government, citizen, my predecessor. I will write all the stakeholder and I will feel happy कि सबको लिख दिया. This hub and spoke model is not going to help. Now you only tell me, if I write like this, then it is loosely hanging in the answer and you will ask me, what is the purpose of it? Why you have written what you want to highlight? And if you don't want to highlight anything, then why you have written it? Okay. So these are the two important things which you have to remember. The first is that many of the students, they write the case study with the stakeholders. They just make the hub spoke model, but no purpose, no use of that diagram. We don't know the utility of diagram. We have not linked that hub and spoke model anywhere in our answer, and we are not utilizing that hub and spoke model anywhere. Feel good factor, lik diya. That's it. No marks will be avoided. So what is the best way? Just writing the names and leaving it will not help you. It does not will add any value. So even if you are writing stakeholders, I am not saying that you should not write stakeholders. Do write stakeholders, but take your answer to the next level by making use of that stakeholders. So here I'm going to take the help of this topper copy to tell you that how to make use of it. Okay. She has added further value to stakeholders, and you should learn this by showing what was the second part of the question, major issues highlighted in the case study. What she has done, she has taken the help of the stakeholders and she has highlighted the issues at the level of the stakeholder. Isn't it a beautiful approach? Okay, so we'll see this. Now let me read it out. Major issues highlighted in the above case, stakeholder and issues. Are you understanding? It is a table format, but still we can do that. Don't have any misconception कि case studies में table नहीं draw कर सकते. करते हैं, and that year she was one of the topper, highest scorer in ethics. The stakeholder, municipal administration is the stakeholder. So generally we write a stakeholder. If we don't write anything, it will not make sense. So what we should write? Issue, providing unsatisfactory public service which is showing lack of concern, dilution, responsibility and accountability. Okay. Are we good? So here I want to iterate two things. So if you are writing this way, good part is that evaluator will be happy. It will be more effective. Evaluator will get an idea that you have sense of clarity. You can think clear. You have sense of making the things clear to others. So this is getting reiterated here. Second point, even if we learn this art of presenting a stakeholder and issues, I have seen most of my students, they do this. Municipal administration, they are not providing good services. This is the issue. Don't end here. So if you just write municipal administration providing unsatisfactory public services, that's all. Many of the students, they end here. But what is the issue arising out of unsatisfactory public services which is being provided? That is what you have to write. It is leading to lack of concern or dilution of responsibility, accountability, apathy. Are you understanding? Trust deficit. So many things you can write. But again, you have to keep in mind how much space you have, how much time you have. You cannot display all the knowledge in one stakeholder only. Okay. So don't write hung statement. Hung statement means that the issue arising out of it is unsatisfactory public service. This is hung statement. So don't use hung statement. This is a wrong practice. So complete the issue, write couple of words more, and then tell that how municipal administration is leading to unsatisfactory public service, which is leading to what? Which is leading to dilution of services, dilution of responsibility, accountability, trust deficit, anger among people, violation of constitutional duty. So many things you can write. So what you are doing, you are actually pointing out to the real issue. The real issue is not that unsatisfactory public service is there. The real issue is this one. Are you understanding? The real issue is that running away from responsibility, violating the constitutional duty, running away from constitutional duties, values. Are you understanding? That is the real issue. And also, this is an opportunity for you to highlight some of the values which you have prepared. Ab itna prepare kiya hai, list of keywords you have prepared. So you should know how to use it. So this is opportunity for highlighting those keywords, those values, which will elevate your answers. So these are very subtle tips which I am telling you. It would not have been possible to tell you without showing this. अगर मैं ऐसे हवा में बता देता तो कहते हैं हाँ सर अच्छा बोले, अंग्रेजी अच्छी थी, ठीक है. Now we will see next part. Local corporates. It is showing what? Showing collusive bribery, prevalence which leads to loss of exchequer and harm public. Are you understanding what is the real issue is being hit by writing like this? Third stakeholder is media, a proactive and hyperactive media, which is itself a challenge to be handled because they might entice anger in people. It might lead to law and order problem. What will you do? It itself is a challenge. It itself is a problem. So that is also a real issue which you have to highlight. You will not simply highlight that proactive media. Proactive media itself is a challenge. Are we good? Next, stakeholder. So here, and see how many stakeholders are there? 6 stakeholders. And when it has been written with the issue and hitting the right issue, it is making sense. At the level of citizen frustration or citizen shown by the protesters, shown through protest, loss of their life, and this shows a breach of social contract by government. Bracket में Rousseau. समझ में आ रहा है? This is the real issue, that it is leading to breach of contract. That is Rousseau. So use your knowledge from part A, where you read about applied ethics, where you read about different types of philosophers, different types of thinkers. So use it here in order to substantiate your point. So answering a case study doesn't mean that you don't need to apply section A or part A. Whatever you have read, the concepts, the thinkers, the keywords, you should know how to apply it. But there is a caution. Caution is, make good use of it, but don't overdo. Use your theoretical knowledge, use your conceptual knowledge, whatever learnings you have learned, use it, but don't overdo it. For example, in this copy, she has made use of social contract by government, Rousseau. Very subtle, one line, not over even one line, half of the line it has been explained. Okay, so don't overdo it. Just one application in every case study is fine. If you substantiate everywhere by Gandhi, by Rousseau, by social justice, by John Rawls, then that will kill the essence. That will kill the beauty. That is overuse. And you will end up writing a case study where you are showcasing your knowledge of thinkers and philosophers, and you are not showcasing your independent thought process. You are not showcasing what you know about the case study. You are just taking the help of those players and unke kandhe pe rakh ke banduk chala raha. No, this is not me analyzing. This is what Gandhiji analyzed. No, this is not me analyzing. John Rawls told about this. So use it in a subtle manner. Kahin sprinkle kar dena hai. Sprinkle it here and there in the answers, but don't overdo it. Wherever it is, it can be aptly used. There only you use it. Okay. Definitely it will make a difference, and trust, let me know when I was reading it aloud, were you not getting excited? This way we can use it. Was it not interesting to hear? It happens. So this is a good point. Then next stakeholder is my parent. So concerns of parents over safety, security of their child, and particularly in a risky job environment. My parents are worried. So why they are worried? This is the real issue. They are worried because the safety, security, and a risky environment, job environment is there. So don't write. Simply if you would have written concern of my parents over my safety, this is hung statement. But safety, security over what? So a real issue is there. Are you getting? Myself, the disillusionment that I might face as I had come to serve the city. So you don't write that I am disillusioned. Why you are disillusioned? So you should complete the sentence. See how in a subtle manner we are learning that how these small tricks, small tips, they make our answers complete, effective, and with small, less use of words and lines. So this is one of the biggest complaint which I have been hearing from my students. Sir, बहुत बड़े-बड़े sentences लिखने पड़ते हैं. I take long sentences to write to convey my points. It has been done in effective manner. Is it good? Now comes the next part of the question, which was first part of the question here. What was it? Course of action. Okay. So again, we will learn through this only. So always, whenever we are writing course of action, start from basics. Don't start highly sophisticated points. This is the very important tip. Okay. For example, you have been asked, what would you do as a DM to improve the health facilities in your district? Or let's say in interview also they ask these kind of question. Identify 3 problems of your district and tell us what will you do. And if your reply is, yeah, first guided by Arogya Setu, I will go for one app. I will make one app. I will introduce one app for health issues in my area. This is not a basic problem. This is one of the problem which should come at the last. This should not be your priority point. So always write basic things. Start with basics and fundamentals. Here in this case study, immediate, what is the immediate need? To reassure the public, the protesting public, that their concerns will be taken into account. You don't worry, your concern is priority. Okay, because you are there to serve them only. Okay, so let's see how shall we present it. So course of action was written by her. I would, based on above issues, take following course of action. I would first talk to the people through meeting, press conference, and assure them that poor quality of roads would be rectified and that all their concerns will be taken care. Why? Because this is important value. Empathizing will help in winning their cooperation. Why you are doing that? That is also important. Are you understanding? You are suggesting a way. You are suggesting your basic point, and you are also writing that why. Because the question was asking what will be your course of action and justify your points. How will you do? Okay? So communication, you have highlighted that you will communicate through what? Through press conference, you will direct do meetings. Very impressive. In 2 lines, you have written everything. What will you do? How will you do? And what is the purpose of that? Means you have justified it. मंजोत क्लियर हो रहा है कुछ? ठीक है? Are we good? ठीक है. Next is, are we good till here, everyone? So this was the first point. What would you do? Next point was written. Second point, I will also look into the files of any predecessors and the contractor and try to find out the corruption involved, and thus gather evidence. Why? It is important that they should be punished as poor roads has risked public lives. Again, read this whole paragraph. Action has been written. Through what means you will do that? What is the purpose? Evidence gathering. For what? Because if somebody has done corruption, they should be punished because they have risked public lives. What you will do, how will you do, and what is the purpose? Ultimately, justification has been given. Third point, I will with the help of technical people with the cooperation of district administration form an e-portal where tenders for the road making will be put up. This will induce transparency and prevent future collusive corruption. Again, very beautiful expression of what, how, what will be your course of action and what will be part of that, how will you do, and then why will you do. Here is very important tip which I want to give, that we, whatever role we are playing in the case study, we should know our limitation. Know your limitation. You may be DM in the case study, district magistrate in the case study. You must be district magistrate in the case study. Then you can't go, you can't be writing that you will bring out a policy on the road accident. Here you are engineer. You cannot directly say I will bring an app, an e-portal. Definitely you need to take the help of technical experts. You need to take the help of district administration. Because even if you are a DM and you write that I will bring a policy on a road accident, that is not logically possible. Because who are you? As a DM, you can't do that. You don't have the power to do that. This is done by political system. That is, legislature is there, not administrators. But we end up writing like that. I've seen several students writing utopian things, ambitious actions, which are clearly outside their domain. Example, for example, you are a panchayat leader and you are saying that you will put people to maintain law and order in your area. You can't do that. That is not your job. That law and order, maintaining law and order is the issue or something which has to be taken care by police, administration, local administration. So what will you do? What is your job? You will say that you have to write that you will coordinate with the appropriate wing, appropriate authorities to get something done with respect in order to manage the law and order challenge or situation. Practical, yet innovative, or even if it is not innovative, practical at least. समझ में आ रहा है? कुछ clarity आ रही है? So this is how you write practical things. And in this, she has written with the help of technical team, with the help of administration, she will facilitate making an e-portal with the help e-portal for the people, and district administration also is involved. So she will facilitate making of e-portal for what? Tender applications, so that there is transparency and can prevent collusive corruption. Are you understanding that how the usage of the keywords like transparency and collusive corruption has been used to convey the justification aspect? Every time you don't need to write, I will do this because लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. That has been explained clearly. Are we good? Next. So this was third point. We will read other course of action. I would also cooperate with district administration and PRI to train some social audit units so that quality inspection of roads can be made. So what is happening? Next step is that always go to the root cause. That is thinking in the long term. Don't try to pacify people and don't go for building the road itself. Also try to hit the root cause. Think from short-term point of view, medium-term point of view, long-term point of view, immediate, long-term. For example, in this case, the short-term thing is to fill up the potholes. Short-term, but in the long-term, you have to prevent corruption. So for that, you have appointed committee. You have to fix the accountability, which is the root cause of the poor quality of road construction. So for this, she has written what? Social audit, which can ensure accountability, transparency, can reduce corruption. Automatically, there will be less potholes. Automatically, there will be less accidents. Are you understanding what is the meaning of root cause? Whenever we have to address the root cause, this is the meaning of root cause. समझ में आ रहा है? Okay. Are we good till here? I would also make a request to my department to grant resources timely for ensuring quality. Next part is, what was the last part of the question? Last part of the question was, just hold on. In this situation, why it is hard to convince the authorities and people? Acha, this is the fifth point which she has written. So, as part of course of action. Okay. Just hold on. C है क्या? Fifth है, I guess. अच्छा, C है. In this situation, the authorities are not inclined to accept responsibility for their action. The question was why it is hard to make them believe, and they are not accepting what you are saying, and they have given up on you. So in this situation, the authorities are not inclined to accept responsibility for their actions and are abducting it. This shows lack of willingness to own up to mistakes. Also, as I am new recruit, this line is very important. Listen to it carefully. Also, as I am a new recruit, it is little challenging to ensure that authorities show up confidence in me. It may also be possible that just like my predecessor was involved in collusive corruption, other authorities may also be involved. So they are not ready for investigation, flaring up, the coming to unethical conduct to write. This is a paragraph format, and in this paragraph format, everything has been conveyed, that why it is hard to convince your seniors. One issue is that they might be involved, so collusive corruption. Other issue is that they are not able to take responsibility because of lack of willingness is there. Third aspect is that you write practical things. Since you are new, why they will trust you? So you are new, so they don't know you, what action you might take. Had it been that you have been old, they would have suggested you what to do. Because कहते हैं ना पुराना चावल है, अभी you are new चावल, you are new person. If they will convey something to you, you will go out in media and you will tell something else. So they will not cooperate with you because you are a new person. So next is analyze from multiple perspectives. This is the next step. Analyze the current any case study from multiple perspectives. There should not be biasness in your answer. Had it been, if we are writing from our perspective, we will tell everything from that they are corrupt, they would have involved in collusive corruption. You will never think from your point of view. So you need to show that you are not biased. It might happen because even I am new, so they are not cooperating. We will write, they are treating me as a scapegoat. We will write all such things. So you know why this is important? Because if we like that, then sometimes our hidden biases will come out. It will be reflected in the answers. What we think about the government of the day, what we think about the authorities, what we think about any particular community. If we are not writing carefully, then such biases are bound to come in the answers. And Chandan ji, ऐसे हंसी मजाक चलता रहता है. Is it so? Am I audible to all of you? Is my voice breaking? Someone has messaged that, sir, your voice is breaking. So please let me know. Audible? Clear? It's clear? Okay, great. Then who messaged me? Raj, am I clear to you, or still my voice is not clear? Is it breaking? Then please let me know. Now clear? Okay, great. So what is the importance of this point? Why I wanted to read out is, here she has written that authorities run away from responsibilities, or they are running away from responsibilities because it might happen that they would have involved in corruption. and also that the engineer is new in the department. So it's hard for superiors to trust initially itself. So this is very practical reason for why it is hard to get superiors cooperation. What the case study was asking? Why it is hard for you to get superiors cooperation or convince them? So also always there is no need to be judgmental. Think from broader perspective. Okay? After this, 3 parts are done. But we should not stop here. We should always introduce apt conclusion. Appropriate conclusion should be there. Okay? What is the public are already frustrated due to malgovernance. Roads are public goods which must be safe for people. But roads are taking lives of people. Their frustration and anger is understandable. Need is to give them confidence by ensuring whatever services we need to provide, by ensuring justice, by ensuring the quality service. So it might be looking 5 to 6 lines, but if you will read it carefully, everything has been highlighted very properly. Public are already frustrated due to malgovernance. One keyword, why they are frustrated. Roads are public goods. So there comes the role of social contract, which must be safe for people. But in this case, what is happening? They are taking lives of people. Means Article 21 getting compromised of the Constitution. Their frustration and anger is understandable. Empathy, you understand them. But at the same time, need to give them confidence, trust building by ensuring surveys, promises, or whatever you can end. समझ में? In 5 to 6 lines, all the values has been conveyed. Issues, values, what should you do? It has been concluded. It will take time, I definitely understand. But unless we know it, we will not work on it. We should know. Sir, can we start that first we will explain our parents that leaving the job will equivalent to running away from responsibilities. Rashmi, you can, but that is not your priority. Priority तो जो सामने problem है, challenge है, वो priority है. So don't write. Always prioritize your points. That's why we started with communicate with the problem. Communicate with the people who are protesting. Parents, ठीक है, they are safe. You can come back and explain them. But first you need to do your duty, in your official capacity. Are we right on this? Good? Okay. So no matter what, please conclude your answers. You are writing 4 pages. And if you don't conclude, if you don't give sense of closure, your answer will be meaningless. So we need to provide a sense of closure. Then only it will be good. Okay? But there is another aspect. So this is done with the case study. Also, there is another aspect. When we are talking about कहाँ message कर रहे हो? Yes sir, that's true. Okay, चलो कोई है. मतलब मुझे टेलीग्राम पे मैसेज आ रहा है. Yes sir, that is true. यहाँ देख लो जिसको देखना है. Okay. Next, what I'm going to tell you is, don't believe when people are saying to you or telling you that only paragraphs are to be used in the case studies. Don't believe that. There is no such rule. The topper whose copy you are just seeing or you have seen, that year she scored one of the highest marks in ethics. Okay, in that year. So don't be afraid of experimentation. Don't be afraid of experimenting any form of presentation. 6 case studies are there, all written in paragraph form. It will make the reader feel like monotonous to the evaluator. So break the monotony, experiment, use para in one, table format in other. The stakeholder issue analysis stakeholder and issue analysis in someone else. Then SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity, and what is the threat in some other one. We'll see how to do SWOT analysis. So this is strength, weakness, threat, opportunity. So this also you can draw. SWOT chart shows that as a person, you have the ability to look at a situation from all point of view, 360-degree analysis. You are even seeing opportunities in a problem. Whenever you are faced with adversities, you are observing opportunities. So this shows that what kind of a civil servant you will become. This shows clarity of the thought process as a civil servant, as a prospective civil servant. And you should not lose that opportunity to showcase that part of your personality. Display it. So strength, I have come to serve. Strength, cooperation from people and district administration can help. Weakness, collusive bribery. Weakness, citizens' lack of confidence. Threat, protests. Threat, my superior's uncooperative attitude. Threat to my job and my life. Opportunity. GST has brought in more transparency. Now it is bringing, so आगे चल के social audit, GST ऐसे tools are there which are bringing transparency. Those chances are high that in future transparency will be there. Using IT, I can bring even more transparency. Using the tools like social audit, even more transparency can be brought. We can bring. So that is opportunity. Yes. Now comes where to write this. So this you can write even in the conclusion or in the starting, depending upon what kind of question has been asked. So sometimes in the question they ask directly, write ethical issues. What are the ethical dilemmas in the case study? There you are writing directly. But sometimes they will ask you what is your course of action in this case study? Make use of the SWOT analysis. So you need to understand the gap of the question's demand, and there you use this. Are you understanding? So in some place you can write a stakeholder and issues. If not has been asked, somewhere you can draw the SWOT analysis. Deepak, understanding? Others? Are we good? Any confusion? समझ में आ रहा है कुछ थोड़ा? So you can use it at the starting, you can use it at the end, depending upon what question has been asked. If it is asking about ethical dilemma, ethical issues, definitely the way we have started here, that you can do. But if it has not been asked, you can do this analysis. What has been asked in the starting, depending upon that, you can draw it in the conclusion as well. ठीक है? मजा आया? Was it better than preaching? So गुरु पूर्णिमा है, teach करना था, है ना? Preach तो नहीं करना था. Okay. So what are the takeaway points? Takeaway points are: write essence in the introduction, write crisp introduction, no hub and spoke model for stakeholders, add value or issues with the stakeholders are there, you highlight the values which has been compromised. The stakeholders are there, you write the issues in front of them. Do not write hung statements. I will do this. Why you will do this? How will you do that? Yeah. So don't write hung statements. Are we good till here? What are the other takeaway points? Integrate theories and concepts from part A. We have already demonstrated how. Don't overdo with names and concepts. Like in every sentence, Gandhi ji said the 7 sins, John Rawls social justice, Aristotle's eudaimonia, Socrates, an unexamined life is not worth living, Plato's ideal state. So I'm not showing my knowledge. I'm just telling that even if you know this much, don't use it. Okay? Don't overdo with names and concepts. Every time we write utility, according to utilitarian philosophy, utilitarian principle, why? Apply your mind. Don't miss to write basic suggestion. In place of suggesting that I will go for app building, what you have to suggest? First, I need to communicate. In interview, they trap you like this, that you are a district magistrate, you are the superintendent of police in your district, and some lady in the midnight, she comes and she is crying, she is knocking and she is crying, her clothes are torn, bleeding. What will you do? Or someone knocks at the door in the night and they leave a baby crying at your doorstep. What will you do? The responses can be, okay, baby is crying, I will call child care people, National Commission of Children, National Commission of Women. That should not be your first point. Your first point should be to empathize, give comfort, show your warmth. I will talk to her, I will give water. If the baby is crying, I will call someone, some lady for help to give some milk or food or anything. Show your empathy. That is the time when you need to showcase your personality, that who are you, in what way you think. And trust me, you can be trained for that, as I'm training you. Okay, so ये टेंशन नहीं लेना, ये तो मेरे अंदर है ही नहीं, लिखूंगा कैसे? It is there within you. You just need to be nudged. We all have all the qualities. We need to be nudged in the right direction. Avisha, food and first aid. I know why you are saying, because you are an empathetic person. Where were we? Don't miss to write the basic suggestion. Know your limitations. Most practical thing to do. As a panchayat leader, you are not going to arrange for, you will not manage law and order problem. As an engineer, you will not go for an e-portal at the district level. You need to take the cooperation of the district administration. Making sense? Yes? Kya hua, Chandan? Last year you committed this blunder. It happens. So as a project engineer, you have limited power. Yeah, so this is what we should know. We should know our limitation. How many takeaway points? 8. Let's take few more. Hit the root cause. What was the root cause? Corruption. Root cause was not your public protest. So always hit the root cause. Next tip is analyze from multiple perspectives. Don't show your biasness, hidden biases. Think from their perspective also, think from your perspective also. Always write appropriate conclusion. Have you seen how beautifully in limited words you are writing everything? And the last point which we discussed, SWOT analysis, was try different types of presentation. Paragraph format, table format, stakeholder issues format, stakeholders and values format. Another one we will see. And SWOT analysis, paragraph format, point-wise format. All the course of actions were written in point-wise format only. Yes? So how many takeaway points? 12. Are we good till here? Chalo, great. So now again a case study for you, so that our learning will be smooth. कर लो, नोट कर लो मंजू, तब तक पानी पी लेते हैं. Any doubts in the meantime? Okay, are we good? Chalo. Manjut, was it worth coming? कुछ क्लैरिटी मिल रही है? चलो गुड. Everyone, Supriya, Vignesh, Aparna, Rosh, Apurva, everybody, whosoever name I can see in the front. Are we good? Shall we switch to the next case study? You can write, but again it will look too much categorized. Sometimes you, yes, sometimes you write short term, sometimes you कहीं दिखा दो, कहीं मत दिखाओ. आ जाओ जल्दी. हाँ. Sir, will you be explaining more about SWOT approach? Not now. Was it not clear, Shivani? How to use ethical dilemmas in answers? If there is no direct question about it in the given case study, if there is no option given, let's say it is just asking for your course of action. So sometimes you can analyze using the SWOT analysis. That is one way of presentation. Second way of presentation can be that you take the help of stakeholders and issues. That is second way of presentation. Third way of presentation can be that if the course of action has been asked and ethical dilemmas are not there, then you write as a civil servant or whatever responsibility authority you have been given, as a part of that, these are the ethical dilemmas in front of me, and keeping this in mind, my course of action will be this. So that is the fourth way of presentation. So if ethical dilemma has been asked, well and good. If ethical dilemmas have been not asked, take the help of ethical dilemma to introduce your case study. After a brief introduction, you write ethical dilemmas, and then you build a context that what with respect to the ethical dilemmas which I have written above, what will be my course of action? Because you have to write 4 pages. What will you write? Only course of action. So take the help of case studies, take the help of take the help of stakeholders sometimes, take the help of ethical dilemmas sometimes, take the help of issues sometimes, SWOT analysis sometimes. Yes. So that is what we are learning. 6 questions are there. All 6 questions should be presented in different format. Okay, Sneha. Okay, Shivani, we will discuss it later. Sir, can you take one more example of SWOT analysis? Okay, sir, got it. One more would be not possible today because there is something else waiting for you. So first, let's have a look what we are going to discuss, then we'll see. Okay. Next case study is, shall we start? You go back to your village to visit your parents. You see that the village is still backward. Everyone, are we good? You go back to your village to visit your parents. You see that the village is still backward. Age-old customs are being followed which are irrational. Menstruating women are prohibited from participating in festivals. They are sent to live outside the village. The places lack basic amenities and are very unhygienic. Another such irrational belief that is followed is if women give birth during festivals, the women cannot breastfeed that child till the festival gets over. This has led to death of infants in the past. Women are also walked semi-naked to the temples to fulfill some family vows. You are doing your sociology masters, Deepak, and you know that these are highly unscientific beliefs. I know that Deepak is having sociology optional, like that Manjot ka bhi sociology hai. So you will be more curious. PSIR people will think from rights point of view. Anthropology people will think from culture point of view. So anyway, chalo, you are doing your sociology masters and you know that these are highly unscientific beliefs. In spite of your opposition, your family has been practicing these customs ever since. So this is a case study. Now the question is, practically speaking, how will you change the mindset of your family and villages? Okay, this is one part of the question. Second part of the question is saying, what are the hurdles you would face in this regard and how will you overcome them? These are the two demands of the question. So when just observe whatever we have discussed in the previous case study, whatever tips or takeaway points we have discussed, again can be repeated here as well. Introduction, crisp, clean, essence has to be highlighted. That is what we have to do in the introduction. Presentation, again, another way of presentation can be experimented. So let's have a look. Okay, so read it. What is the introduction here? The case study highlights the role played by certain regressive customs which has blinded human rationality. 3 lines, everything has been conveyed. There is no point to reiterate what is happening with women. There is no point to write anything from culture point of view. There is no point in writing anything else. In 3 lines, you have summarized your case study. You have highlighted the essence in a crisp manner, clear manner, effective manner, and concise. This is about the reiteration of the point which we have learned, that is how to write our introductions crisp and clear. Are we good? Next. Another way of presenting, another way of presentation. Facts and values, taking the help of facts and values. Rather than simply writing 1, 2, 3, 4, you can write the fact and value premise as she has written. Point out the fact here. Point out the fact on the one hand, fact premise. Don't write a stakeholder, fact premise. And don't write issues, rather you write value premise. Now, this is how she also started writing. Chalo stakeholder and issues rakh dete hain. But later she cut. Then she thought, okay, no, I will experiment it. So she experimented with fact premise and value premise. So what you are doing, on one hand, you are pointing out the facts in the case study and writing the corresponding values which are either being reflected because of the fact or which are being compromised because of the fact. Are we good? Shall we read it out? Let's have a look. Menstruating women sent to the huts outside village. This is the fact given in the case study. Leading to what? Value perspective kya hai? Value premise hai irrational, unscientific beliefs. Child infants not breastfed. Right of the child to healthy life compromised. Development ही नहीं होगा. We all know the importance of mother's milk these days. No development will happen. No body ka development hoga, no cognitive development hoga. Nothing will happen. Women walked semi-naked. This is the fact given in the case study. Violating dignity of the women. Link it with constitutional values. Link it with the constitutional fundamental right. My own family practicing some of these. What is the issue? The value is that deeply entrenched customary beliefs. Sometimes learned people, literate people, they also indulge in such unscientific behavior. Or they compromise with their values of the fundamental duty which they should do. Practicing scientific temperament. Can you link like that? This is another way of presenting. Okay? This is another way of presenting. So, many aspirants, as I told you, they just write a stakeholder hub and spoke model in the introduction, and then they directly start saying, following course of action I will write. Then what is the use of that diagram? Is there any use? There is no use. Introduction organic this hub and spoke model 1, 2, 3, and my course of action will be. But the idea is whenever you are drawing any diagram or any table, you should maintain organic flow. What is the meaning of organic flow? Now this was the introduction here in this case study, and this was what written as fact premise, value premise. Everyone online, are we good? Are you understanding? After this, I am going to tell you that just by writing any stakeholder, however, now we have discarded that, we are not going to write like that, hub and spoke model of what? Stakeholder, hub and spoke model, we are not going to write, we have discarded. But even any diagram you are writing after introduction, we should have organic flow. How? Have a look. The above value premises show that changing mindset is extremely important to eliminate the root cause of such regressive practices. In this context, I will do the following to change the mindset. How beautifully the organic linkages has been given. Organically, isko bolte hain. This is called as organic flow. Simply writing fact premise, value premise, or stakeholder and issues, stakeholders and ethical dilemmas will not help. You should tell the evaluator that why you have written, what is the purpose of it. If you are telling it, then it will make it clear. Okay. So in this case study, she has written a line after the fact and value premise, and she has linked it explicitly to the question. Right? She has written above value premise shows what? Above value premise shows that changing the mindset is extremely important. Are we good? Understanding? Samajh mein aa raha? Now, the next part of the question was, how will you change the mindset of the people? Right? So now let's read the points. The point is, Raja Ram Mohan Roy showed with evidence there was no sanction for sati practice. Similarly, using my sociology knowledge, taking the help of my teachers, thinkers, fellow students, and other scholars, I will try to prove the futility of such practices. You are using your resources, your history knowledge, your GK knowledge, general studies knowledge which you have read. You are taking their help. You were a sociology master student. You are taking the help of your colleagues. And then what you are trying to prove? That whatever practice is there, it is futile. Achha, see the linkage. Who is the topper who has written this answer? Deepak, everyone. So, baad mein likh lena. She has first told that on the lines Raja Ram Mohan Rai used her rational thinking, or he used Vedas to highlight that sati practices has been not given sanction anywhere. On the same lines, as a sociology student, I am going to do this. So what is the organic linkage is there, and what aspirants generally do? The point, the takeaway point which I want to tell you is, Abhi sunna, this is very important. Aspirants generally write generic measures. What? I will motivate them. I will empower them. ICT. I will bring awareness using ICT tools. Very vague statements. I will motivate. How? I will tell them this is wrong practice. How? So without any substance, writing any vague sentences looks very hollow, looks superficial. You have to tell how will you motivate. You have to tell how will you empower. You have to create awareness, then how will you create? This is what has been demonstrated in this option. That learning from Raja Ram Mohan Rai, what he did, same manner as a sociology student, I will do this. aa raha hai samajh mein? Is it empowering? Yes, sir. Exactly. Okay. So in some cases, aspirants will write something specific also. They might write Raja Ram Mohan Rai. They will write a specific, not hollow that I will motivate. They might write that I will convince them like Raja Ram Mohan Roy did. But this is not complete sentence. But without elaboration, it won't be effective. How he did. You need to say, how did he convince? He too used evidences. You will also use evidence. He studied and he did his research and proved. And that is how you need to change people's mindset. समझ में आ रहा है? I don't know how many of you know the story of nudging or Sulabh International, which I have told you in the class. Maybe some old discussion you would have come across, or if you have attended my classes, that how Sulabh International people, they wanted to nudge people's behavior to change mindset. So they tried to hit the cab component of the attitude. That is also how you can write. That I will try to hit the effective component of the people by doing this particular activity. Luna, do you know about the nudging which I have discussed about Sulabh International? ओ शरण्य, हाँ तब तो पता होगा तुम्हें. अच्छा हाँ समझ में आ गया. योर निकनेम लूना रे. Sharanya. Okay, are we good? Any confusion till here? Anyone? Okay, we will not stop here. This is how you should write effective keywords, effective solutions. Don't write I will motivate. Even if you are writing a specific, I will motivate them like Raja Ram Mohan Rai, do write how like Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Next, see what steps has been written. Next step is, in Assam, a temple is there, Kamakhya temple is there, is present, where the goddess is thought to bleed every month. The temple is considered auspicious and blessings of the goddess to ensure fertility of couples. I will bring forward such beliefs to try to remove the taboo on menstruating women living in the villages. जब गॉडेस के साथ ऐसा हो रहा है और आप वर्शिप कर रहे हो, अपने घर की, अपने गांव की लेडीज के साथ हो रहा है, then why you are discriminating? So you remember Rani Mukherjee's dialogue which I told? जिसको मंदिर में पूछते हो उसको पैरों तले क्यों कुचलते हो? Right? So use your GS knowledge. That was the objective. You will use your art and culture knowledge. Use your general studies knowledge. In the previous case study, you used the GS knowledge of social audit, e-governance. Here you are using the Kamakhya temple. I'm sure everybody would have read about Kamakhya temple. You know definitely about Kamakhya temple. Everyone, I'm sure, prelims में पढ़ते होंगे. Some or the other where you would have read. Guwahati. Yes, Ambugachi Mela. That is मतलब इतना auspicious माना जाता है. And अपने मतलब that is मतलब ठीक है चलो. Next you read. I will also prepare documentaries direct nukkad nataks to raise awareness among villagers. We are suggesting certain practical options कि भाई क्या क्या कर सकते हो. सारे practical है, but this way also you are demonstrating you are actively. Next, I will empower the women of the village by creating awareness about laws protecting their dignity. Maybe you can use about SHGs, NGOs, giving training, awareness, their constitutional rights, their legal rights. There are so many acts are there. Domestic Violence Act is there. Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act is there. Basically, यहाँ पे नहीं लागू होगा sexual harassment, but you will try to tell them about their awareness, about their rights. Read the next point. In Bangladesh, villages did not want to get children immunization because they thought it was against Islam. But giving them small incentives like lentils, some income, etc., motivated them to immunize children, vaccine dena. Thus, this strategy nudged people to get, can be used here. So what she is writing, that like in Bangladesh, it happened that people were averse to immunization, vaccines. They were opposing it because it was not allowed in Islam. Later, when they were nudged, okay, you will get some lentils, you will get some cash, you will get some income, then their behavior got changed. So on the same lines, we can use certain behavioral logics in order to bring behavioral changes in people, some incentives. So what is the tip here? Important tip which you have to remember is use case studies as a part of case studies, within case studies. Quoting Bangladesh model, quoting Kerala model, quoting some Indore model on waste management, self-help Kudumshri model, some Mysore model of cleanliness, some this model of traffic management, Chandigarh model of urbanization, space planning. For every field, you must be having some or the other models. Make use of it. Are we good? Everyone? समझ में आ रहा है? Feeling empowered? ठीक है? Are we good till here? Next. Next, the question was telling hurdles. There was a question. The second part was, what are the hurdles? So what you will write? You will write like this. Acha, here there is another point. Yeah. So this was also a point. I will also run article series on this issue in local daily to bring awareness of the law. Okay. I will bring awareness of lawmaker. I will bring awareness. I will bring this in notice to the lawmakers. Recently, Maharashtra enacted Social Boycott Act. Such legislations too are important to tackle this issue. Are you understanding what? You have to link current affairs also wherever it is possible. Okay? So this shows that what you will do. So Avishai is saying, sir, I didn't understand the relevance of Bangladesh case study in this case. Bangladesh case study ka only relevance was like on the same model like Bangladesh model, when people can be nudged to go against their established belief that Islam doesn't allow immunization, and if you are giving them certain incentives, they are going against their cultural belief also. So like that, if we nudge here villages or people to through some benefits, through some incentives, then they can also go against their cultural beliefs. They can also be nudged to take action against their established cultural beliefs. Avisha, are you understanding? We are drawing parallels. We are not drawing कि menstruation से related कोई case है. Immunization, something related to body only. But it was also linked with Islam. Here also they are linking it with their cultural practices. हाँ, infant का था. हाँ, infants. Yes, very good linkage. Manjot has shared that इसमें भी तो infants की बात हो रही है. There also infants were not given immunization because Islam didn't allow. Here the infants, they were not given mother's milk till 4 days. So are you understanding? The importance can be highlighted that why mother's milk is important. So you can nudge them. Yes, within, yeah. So there also infants were involved in Bangladesh. Here also infants are involved. There they were not given, they were not allowed to take vaccines. Here they were not allowing the mother's milk. So that way that parallel is there. So both ways it is there. Okay. Next, hurdles. What are the hurdles in this case study? So the question was asking hurdle. So hurdle I face in this regard. Whenever I'm going to nudge these people or the villagers, what problems I will face? So don't write random hurdles. What you should take here you take the help of the stakeholders and think from the viewpoint of all the stakeholders. Like villagers, I will face opposition from villagers, non-cooperation from women themselves, because they will not only allow. Such regressive practices are deeply rooted. Bringing a change in the mindset is challenging. Cooperation from administrative apparatus or administrative bodies may may be denied to be sought. They will also not cooperate. Administrative machinery also try to be sought. Okay, we will try to seek their help as well, which can be delayed or denied also, because ultimately political leaders or the administration, they think in culture we will not interfere. Religious sentiment is involved. I will not involve. I will not change. I will not do anything. It is matter of yes, need to be sought. Vote bank politics. By this is a matter of my vote. I will not do anything. समझ में आ रहा है कुछ? हाँ तो मतलब long term solution you suggest कि institution, now you are a sociology masters, so what you have to always remember कि you will try, you are saying that institutional delivery का mechanism I will, लेकिन कैसे ट्राई करोगे? पावर ही नहीं. तो ट्राई करने के लिए you have to go through logical step by step. अवेयरनेस से काम नहीं चलेगा. अवेयरनेस तो है ही. You have to, मतलब you write some practical solution that I will write to the district administration. हाँ, Asha I will involve. I will मतलब you don't write from your point of view. I will take the help of panchayat leaders and Asha. I will also write the district administration for. I will also write to PMO through Man Ki Baat या जो भी है mygov.in portal, so that AIMS like facilities or some PHC facilities can be provided in that area. Sir, can we add a point to taking the help of local administration and NGO and self-help group to provide women with sanitary napkins? Yes, why not? You have to, you should. There are so many things to write. Okay? So everything we have to manage within. Now, what was the question? Just hold on. The question was related to, the first question was saying, how will you change the mindset of your family and villagers? Okay. So you don't write solution to every problem. Thank you, ma'am. You don't write the solution to every problems. Menstruation का problem का solution नहीं बताना कि हमें sanitary pads उनको distribute कराने हैं. The question was asking, how will you change the mindset of your own family and villagers? Are you understanding, Shivani, that why I didn't discuss about those solutions? Why I didn't discuss about providing institutional delivery mechanism? Because it is only talking about mindset. So Bangladesh model, Kamakhya Devi model, Raja Ram Mohan Rai model, Nukkad Nataks. So you have to change their mindset, hitting the effective component. Sir, in question it was mentioned that they left in unhygienic condition. It is true, but the question is demanding something else. Question is saying practically, okay, let me show you the question. Read the question again. Practically speaking, how will you change the mindset of your family members, family and villagers? Second part is saying what are the hurdles you would face in this regard of changing the mindset and how will you overcome them? So nowhere you have to talk about hospitals, PHCs, sanitary pads or anything. Maybe you can give a passing reference, but here, where will you give that passing reference? The question is asking very clearly, how will you change the mindset of the people? ठीक है, बिल्कुल, hitting the cognitive component again and again, creating awareness. But you will taking the help of NGOs to create awareness, but taking the help of this NGOs in order to provide sanitary napkins or creating awareness around it, you can write. But don't offer solutions to the problems given. You just tell that how it can be used. So maybe if you are taking, Shivani, if you are taking the help of NGOs or self-help groups to distribute sanitary pads, you write in such a manner where you are trying to change mindset through that action. You are not giving solution, rather through distribution you are trying to hit the cognitive component. समझ में आ रहा है? Yes, Rashmi. Unless the mindset is changed, giving them napkins won't work. Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, Sulabh International, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, शौचालयs are there. क्या रखा जा रहा है? Onion, बोरा, powder material. ठीक है? ठीक है? Are we good till here? So hurdles you would face in this regard, think from all the stakeholders' point of view and accordingly suggest what you will do. How will you overcome them? If villagers are opposing, you will communicate. If women are opposing, again you will communicate. You will try to convince them. You will tell this or you will offer the solutions. So there you can use the solutions, like how I will take the help of women. If they are opposing, we can offer them solution. कि नहीं भाई देखो ये भी solution है. But again use that solution to hit them. Okay? If administration is not behaving properly or not supporting you, then what all options you can have? So you don't have to write solution to the whole problem, but you have to write what are the hurdles you would face in this regard of changing mindset, and in that regard, how will you overcome them? Discuss. Got it? Again, an apt conclusion should be given, and that is it. Okay? So let's have a takeaway points. So what is the takeaway point? Elaborate to make your points specific. On I will learn, taking inspiration from Raja Ram Mohan Rai, I will try to motivate them. But how? So elaborate your points to make them more specific. Understanding? Do not write generic, vague, hollow, superficial points. I will motivate them. I will empower them. How? I will talk to them and I will try to find root cause of the problem. Okay? Use your GS knowledge. Bangladesh, social audit, Kamakhya Devi temple. Hmm. 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 Shrota. Hmm. 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 So Deepak is sharing very good example. No, Avisha. So Avisha is asking, sir, did we address how will you overcome them part of the question? I mean, we did talk about the measures. What wasn't that answer to part of a question? नहीं, तो हमने नहीं discuss किया. We didn't discuss. We discussed till hurdles. We discussed till hurdles, and there further I have not discussed. How will you meet these hurdles? That we know. If villagers are opposing, then what will you do? You will communicate, you will talk to them, you will try to convince them. Again, you will take the help of NGOs, you will try to rationalize them with thought process. If it is going violent, you will plead. You are a sociology master student, you will not provide for law and order problem situation. You will take the help of police. If non-cooperation from women is there, again, you will try to hit their affective component, cognitive component, affective component, short-term, long-term measures. If administration is not helping, then you might have to take Twitter Seva, Twitter help, grievance redressal mechanism. Look for more volunteers. If youth, yes. So here, whenever ये तो hurdles हो गया. When you are writing about कि yes, this problem hurdle में एक hurdle तो आपकी family से ही होगा. So I have not kept the whole answer. So one hurdle will be your family will only boycott you. So first you need to change their mindset. In order to change their mindset, 3 components. You need to nudge them with knowledge, cognitive component. You will try to tell them that see, I am reading, मुझे पढ़ा रहे हो, लिखा रहे हो. You try to hit them emotionally, affective component. When they will change, they can become catalyst of change for the whole society. So that is family level. Yes, if you want to be the change in the world, first be the change what you want to be in the world. Be the change. So you write about your family, then you write about villages, you write about administration. Okay, Avisha. So I didn't discuss that because I was teaching certain tips and tricks that you can write. You take the help of social media. That is the best way. So mainstream you can bring the issue using media, using social media. Shame and fame. Yes, then everybody will be connected. So you need to empower and train the youth, educated youth. Always talk about youth. Youth is the biggest power in such cases. Youth, media, the educated people. There would be educated people in your village. Teachers, religious gurus. You take the help of their religious gurus. Leaders, sarpanch leaders would be there. हाँ, religious guru का हर कोई सुनता है. So you take the help of their religious gurus. को बहुत सारे बाबा लोग होते हैं, गुरु लोग होते हैं. You take, आज गुरु पूर्णिमा है, so take their help. So they will try to convince people. So these hurdles will be taken care of. Okay, Avisha, are we good? So what are the takeaway points? We discussed this. कहाँ गए? Yeah, write essence, crisp intro. This I think मैं advance चला गया. So fact and value premise. Did you understand? Fact, premise, and accordingly what value? Value which is being compromised or value which you want to uphold. You can again change the presentation. Sometimes you can write what values are being compromised. Sometimes you can write this is the fact, I need to uphold these values. Yes. So if required, within fact and value premise also you can change the presentation format. Sometimes you can write what values are getting compromised. In some other you can write what values we can uphold or we should uphold. Okay? So there also you are talking about fact and value premise we have learned. Maintain the organic flow. Whatever you are writing, diagram, table, stakeholders, link it with your answer. Do not write generic, vague, hollow. Do not write generic, vague, hollow, superficial points. I got to know long back. Don't worry. It's okay. कोई बात नहीं. Gratitude. Don't write generic, vague, hollow, or superficial points. Clear? I will motivate. How? I will empower. How? So don't write generic, vague, or hollow points. Next is elaborate your points to make it specific. This we have already discussed. Raja Ram Mohan Rai, fine. But how will you use? What you will learn? This point I think I have repeated here on the slide. Don't write generic, vague, hollow, or superficial points. This is a repetition. Use your GS knowledge. Clear? Use your GS knowledge. How will you use? The way we have discussed Kamakya, Bangladesh case study, so many Kudumshri model, Indore model, Bangalore model, Mysore model, UP model है क्या कोई? यहाँ नहीं. अच्छा, हाँ है ना. How to maintain law and order situation? बुलडोजर मॉडल. ओके, रोज एंड हेलमेट. यस, लखनऊ पुलिस. मैंने किसने शेयर किया? अविशा. थैंक यू अविशा, याद है तुम्हें. आई वाज जस्ट टेस्टिंग. ओके, नेक्स्ट. यूज केस स्टडी एज अ पार्ट ऑफ केस स्टडी. नाउ यू गॉट टू नो. ठीक है. So these were the takeaway points. Now this is done. One distinct, one product. Yes, one distinct, one product. ODOP. No, we were discussing different types of models. Okay, so done with 2 case studies. With the help of 2 case studies, we have learned how many. If class है? अच्छा, दूर है कि पास में? पास में. So we have discussed almost 12 takeaway points. So 8 plus 4. Now there is a Brahmastra, Rambad. I don't know what to call it, but Ramayana effect. Now there is the BrahMos missile, or you can call it a nuclear missile, which will ease your inconvenience whenever you face problem in case studies. दिखा दें? Unveil कर दें? चल, आज. So you should follow ethics whenever you are struggling with case studies. Let me tell you. Let me decode it for you. Whenever you are facing this problem, how to manage case studies? Abhi don't copy it. You will not be able to remember it. So first listen what we are going to discuss. Whenever you are getting any case study, this is a case study in front of you, you put ethics there. Okay? Now, or observe it with the lens of ethics. We'll see how, what is the meaning of that. So ethics ka E, this is this one. Evaluate the facts given in the case study. Case study जब डॉक्टर या वकील के पास जाता है तो वो भी पूछता है ना, कितने दिन से फीवर है, what is your age, height, weight, सब पूछ लेता है. ऐसा लग रहा है कुंडली बना रहे हैं. कुंडली बनाने वाला भी टाइम पूछता है, डेट पूछता है. So facts analysis is important, right? Teacher, when you come to me, I will also ask how many UPSC attempts, what you have done, prepared for mains or prelims. So fact analysis is very important. So evaluate, E for evaluate the facts. Then comes your T. T means think about the conflicts presented. Case study is there. Definitely it is testing certain conflicts will be there. It is testing something, and there will be conflict between your values and the values of the situation or the rank which you are holding. In the previous case study, conflict is there that your family itself is following those values, and your values are compromised. You are a sociology masters now. Okay, so think about conflict presented. H, you have to think about how many principles can you apply. How many principles? The principle can be, मंजूर जाना है तो जब कोई दिक्कत नहीं, लेट हो जाएगा, वीडियो रहेगी, तुम देख लेना आराम से, नहीं तो इधर भी छूटेगा उधर भी छूटेगा. ठीक है, मिलेंगे हम लोग, है ना. So H, how many principles you can apply? You can apply utilitarian principle, you can apply the social sin principle, you can apply the principle of social justice, you can apply the principle of categorical imperative, you can apply the principle of Gandhiji's Sarvodaya concept, Antodaya concept by किसका था Antodaya? Deen Dayal Upadhyay. So many principles are there. Now it is up to you that how many principles can be applied. Now don't make a list of whole principle and just fit it. कि अच्छा all these principles I will apply. Whatever you can apply, only try to recall that only. Then I, ethics का ETH हो गया. I, identify applicable codes and sections, code sections, code of ethics, code of conduct, civil services rule, CRZ, coastal regulation zone, केस स्टडीज नो, तो यहाँ कोड और कंडक्ट में सब कुछ ले आओ, एग्जाम्पल्स ले आओ, कोड्स ले आओ, लॉज ले आओ, डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस ऑफ एक्ट, डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस एक्ट, sexual harassment at work. Depending upon the case study, you think that what laws, what code, what rules, what case studies, what examples can be used here. See, since in every case study we have to take course of action, you have to take actions. So compare different options which are available to you. There are so many actions which you can take. People also write, I will run away from the responsibility, I will go for leave, but they write, I cannot do that. So many options are there. So you compare different options, that is C. Then comes the last S, select the best option under the given circumstances. Is it not a good tool? Is it ब्रह्मास्त्र? सोचने का तरीका, this ethics approach will give you, it will empower you how you should think, how you should process. Am I clear on this? Are we understanding? Okay, so did you get to know about ethics approach, how to follow it? This is ethics for us. Yes, no, any acknowledgement? Any acknowledgement other than the regular students? Okay. ठीक है. Okay, now this is empowering, innovative at the same time. Very good. So this is it for today's webinar. Relate like this only. Are Akshay, gratitude accepted. Okay, so this is it with respect to the webinar. But whenever you are coming across, it might happen that you will come across certain problems. So the first unit is ethics in human interface. You will go to a restaurant, there you will feel child labor. You might go to a friend's marriage where a friend marriage happening at your friend's place, but it is a child marriage. So you come across dowry related issues. You come across many such problems in the case studies, where you might come across the dilemmas where your personal values versus personal relations are involved, where your own personal value versus a personal value is involved, where your professional value versus your personal value is involved, where your ethical issues are there of honor killing, marital rape. Then your cultural practice versus your personal issues are involved. In unit 1, we read about applied ethics, environmental ethics from the point of view of environmental ethics, from the point of view of media ethics, clinical trials, so many issues we read. There also, there will be a lot of ethical dilemmas. Rights issues. Right to privacy, if you are a PM, Prime Minister, right to privacy versus or right to know, right to information or right to know of media. If you are a Prime Minister, you cannot say that it is my right to privacy, because you are the representative and you have to be transparent, you have to be open. So media and citizens, they have right to know everything about you. Sometimes rights issues will be there, rights dilemma will be there. Law versus ethics. Section 377. Earlier law was saying that it is against the order of nature, but ethics was saying no, it is a matter of privacy. Now we have a judgment also. So sometimes there will be dilemma between law versus ethics. So this is like we come across certain dilemmas like this: duty, conscience, deontology, means versus ends, values, integrity versus right to life, moral degradation is happening in society, so what shall be done? So sometimes we come across so many dilemmas in our life, in the case studies especially, and we have to accordingly choose our action, morally right thing to do, persuasive and long term thing, so many things. So this is simply I have kept, this is how we are going to proceed in our ethics case study workshop. So this is not marketing I am doing. It is just that after on 15th July, whatever, if you think, if you have been able to understood in today's webinar, it is good. If you think that still you need more clarity, then we are coming up with the ethics case study workshop on from 15th of July itself for 5 days. It will be offline in Delhi. It will be online available for all. So more practice, more depth, and we will go with unit wise approach. Okay. So this is it with respect to today's webinar, today's class. Hope time to pata hi nahi chala sir. So 2 hours we sat and we studied. We have learned so many things. Hope it was empowering for all of you. If it has helped you, then I'm very happy. If there is any problem, you all must be having my Telegram ID @telehiman, TELEHAHIMAN. So do share your feedback or doubts or anything if it is there. हाँ सर, लग ही नहीं रहा है कि 2 hours हो गए. Good. Thank you everyone. So with this we will wind up the class today, and in future also we will come up with many such empowering sessions. Thank you Supriya. Further gain to much clarity. Very good, Sneha. Thank you so much, Nisha. So thank you everyone. We can wind up. There are offline students who have brought cake on the occasion of Guru Purnima. So we will celebrate Guru Purnima with them. So they are saying if you want to be part of it, you can stay online. Awesome to attend your class live after a long time. Yes, you attended it in the ethics class, Sharanya. Okay. Okay. So thank you everyone. And thank you for watching. We'll meet offline, online, or whenever you want. Feel free to discuss. Okay, everyone. Shall we wind up? Shall I close? If somebody wants to stay, let me know. Otherwise, I will wind up the session. Sorry. Virtual cake. Rashmi is saying she wants to stay. Sneha is saying, sir, we can stay and wish you virtually. Okay. Okay. So those who want to stay, I will not wind up the session for all of you. I'm going to rather zoom out. What happened? Happy Guru Purnima to Sharanya and to all. Okay, so how many of you are there? Any doubts in the meantime? We can ask doubts. You can ask doubts. You can ask anything you want. Yes, yes. So we have, so there are almost 19 people. Good.
Ravi, all but out. I have a message for Ravi.
So I see. अरे नहीं, अब ये तुम लोग कर दिए इतने प्यार से. So we have Dinesh sir with us. Hey sir जो है.
Happy Guru Purnima. Hello everyone.
ठीक है. सर आपको विशेष दी जा रही हैं.
Thank you Rashmi, Shivani.
हाँ ये लोग रेगुलर हैं.
Nisha.
Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
So it is a matter of gratitude. It is your love कि शायद हम लोग को ये प्यार मिल पा रहा है. And it is very rare कि मतलब we can relate. जब भी हम भी छोटे थे तो हम अगर अपने टीचर्स को ये करते थे तो मतलब वो भावना होती थी.
बिल्कुल सर. अभी मैंने इनफैक्ट मॉर्निंग में ही अपने जितने भी टीचर्स थे, मतलब फर्स्ट टीचर वाज द वन हु टॉट मी इन माय केजी क्लास.
हाँ.
सबसे पहले उठ के उनको विश किया.
हाँ.
सबसे पहले पेरेंट्स, उसके बाद फिर टीचर. पेरेंट्स मतलब दे वर द फर्स्ट टीचर.
या ट्रू.
तो ये नहीं कि मैं गुरु से पहले
पेरेंट्स
को ले रहा हूँ. दे आर आल्सो आवर.
Hello everyone.
Hello Satakshi.
So Nikhila, you are also there. Yeah, thank you from our side.
एंड जैसे ही आप लोगों का ये सेशन, ये बैच ओवर होता है बेटा, वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट आवर सीसेट क्लासेस.
हाँ, सर जो हैं, सर इज सीसेट फैकल्टी हियर. और सर सीसेट बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाते हैं. सर आई एम कैलकाटा सर. आई एम कैलकाटा के एलुमनाई हैं.
सो अभी माय डियर मेरे कैट के बैचेस ऑनगोइंग हैं, तो ये जस्ट फिनिश करने के बाद मैं सीसेट के बैचेस स्टार्ट करूंगा.
सो जैसे ही मेरे केस स्टडी का वर्कशॉप खत्म होगा, सर का सीसेट शुरू होगा. ठीक है. तो if you are facing any problem, feel free to discuss. And we are here in Delhi. तो हम दिल्ली से बात कर रहे हैं. मतलब you might get confused कि मैं बैंगलोर में हूँ, तो अभी दिल्ली में हूँ. बैंगलोर आएंगे. In the meantime, if you have any doubt,
सर को दिल्ली हम बुलाते रहेंगे इन बिटवीन. जो स्टूडेंट यहाँ पे दिल्ली में रह रहे हैं and they want to personally meet sir, तो
yeah, so
time and time again sir को हम invite करते रहेंगे.
with all support of sir, I will be there in Delhi.
Sir, ऐसे we are also we feel very proud कि हमारे साथ में ऐसे फैकल्टी जुड़े हैं. ठीक है ना.
Any doubt in the meantime? अच्छा ठीक है, चलो. अच्छा फॉर दिस पर्पस. ओके, नहीं ठीक है. क्लास नहीं अटेंड किया तो कोई बात नहीं. आगे चलो ठीक. हाँ कर लो. हाँ. हाँ ओके. सो एवरीवन, तो आप लोग को व्यू मिल रहा है. नाउ वी हैव आवर स्टूडेंट्स आल्सो कम. सारा आइडिया आकांक्षा का है. ओके कम. अच्छा कुछ और भी रह गया? आ जाओ, आप लोग भी आ जाओ. कम. अच्छा ठीक है. थोड़ा पीछे. कम आ जाओ. चलो लाइव सेलिब्रेशन कर लेते हैं. सब लाइव है, आपको आपके दोस्त लोग देख रहे हैं. हाँ कम. आ जाओ. आइए सर. अरे आइए. अरे कम. So we have Dinesh sir and we have कम. आप लोग इधर आ जाओ. So ये इन लोगों की प्लानिंग है. We have Deepak, we have Akanksha and Chandan. Okay. आप आ रहे हो and हम और दिनेश सर गुरु हो गए आज.
Varsha ma'am.
So good that we all are able to part of it. Yes. Avisha is saying hi guys. Hello everyone.
Hello.
And we have Sneha from Ranchi. She is saying so good that we are able to be part of it. Yeah, we are also glad that Chandan जी का कोई दोहा नहीं सुना है आज. चलिए. बाहर बारिश हो रही है. So it's raining heavily in Bangalore. In please come. आइए मैम. It's okay. अच्छा ठीक है. As you are comfortable. But
मैम की 2 बार आज इंसल्ट हो चुकी इसलिए कैमरा के सामने आना नहीं चाहते.
आइए. Please come. वर्षा जी आइए.
He went to ma'am. हाथ में एक कोल्ड ड्रिंक की बोतल लेते हुए उन्होंने मैम को बोला
कम
ना. तो मैम ने कहा नो सर मैं नहीं पीती. मैंने कहा मैं ओपन नहीं कर रहा मैं ये कह रहा हूँ
फ्रिज में रख लीजिए. चलो. Okay, Nisha is asking how are you all?
Yeah, very good.
Okay, come ma'am. आइए. ठीक है. So all conceptualized by Akanksha and she was not in the class, so that is a complaint. But she come
Please
इधर से. She is traveling all the way from university.
Varsha ma'am's birthday also.
Oh, is it? Come. So आप हैं Varsha ma'am, because of her only this center is there. So she is lifeline of this center, and yesterday was her birthday, so we wish you happy birthday ma'am. है ना?
और अभी एक मैंने इवेंट बताया जैसे बच्चे ने मैम के साथ किया उसके साथ में एक सेकंड छोटा सा और मजाक हुआ. The guy came with the cake and she was happy. कि सर आपने मेरे बर्थडे के लिए केक विश किया. तो मैंने कहा नहीं.
But it is really for your birthday. It is really for your birthday. No, it was really okay. मैम आपके लिए
so fortunate कि कैसे किसी न किसी तरीके से हम सेलिब्रेट करते हैं.
So मैम will cut the cake. थोड़ा सा आप भी टीचर हैं इनके लिए कोई बात नहीं. आप थोड़ा सा कट कीजिए.
आप
चलिए सर. चलो भाई केक कट हो गया. अरे कोई नहीं सर. पहले टीचर को खिलाएंगे फिर मैम का बर्थडे था मैम खाएंगे. निशा जी आपको हैप्पी बर्थडे विश बोलनी है.
थैंक यू आपको हैप्पी बर्थडे बोलनी है.
Thank you, everyone.
एंड शिवानी सेइंग विश यू वेरी हैप्पी बर्थडे मैम. वर्षा मैम. ठीक है चलिए आप लोग भी खाइए.
थैंक्स एवरीवन फॉर जॉइनिंग अस.
ठीक है. ईट ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ एवरीवन.
Thank you. I've eaten all of you.
ठीक है चलो बाय एवरीवन. सर बाय बोलते हैं सबको.
ओके बाय.
चलो टेक केयर एवरीवन एंड थैंक यू फॉर बीइंग देयर. थैंक यू फॉर ऑल दी विशेस सेलिब्रेशन एंड थैंक्स टू देम फॉर ऑर्गेनाइजिंग इट. कम दीपक. So thanks for everything. Bye and take care. We will meet in the next class. Okay. See you all. Bye bye.
Thank you everyone. Null nil. We are null nil.
So these two are null nil of the class.
So ideologically opposite.
But ideologically opposite people. See you all. Bye bye. Take care and enjoy the cake on our behalf. It was fun. Okay. Bye.